she the devil. She a bad little bitch, she a rebel.
Look at that meal for 12 people right there. Let's see what we're about to get into, shall we?
Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video. So, I have a very special meal. This is
Looks like a bunch of dips.
Tawiya. I'll put the spelling here. Tawiya. It's a plate of different kinds of cheeses. We have like Kraft cheese with
Did she say Kraft or
some
Kraft
za'atar,
cheese?
olive
I could
oil,
not tell.
some feta, some cream, fresh cream, halloumi, and labna. So yes, it's very delicious, and with some vegetables, mint, and some jam in the middle. And we have some fresh bread.
So a styrofoam wheel of
falafel and
cheeses.
pickles, and a chicken sandwich, and some
Like I
hummus.
said,
I'm not gonna
enough
eat all
food
of this,
for 12
but
people.
I'm going to eat some of it and then save the rest. So yeah, bismillah, let's start.
If you hear noise in the background, it's windy today here by the coast, so it's the wind. I have my windows open.
I'm going to start with falafel with the hummus. All right. I love falafel.
Okay, first of all, that dip into the hummus was a trigger for me. Instead of just taking one nice dip into the hummus, she literally took a swim around the hummus, infecting the entire container. Why, Chantal? Why?
With pickle.
She's one of those double dip type of people.
So,
Infect the whole container of dip.
a lot of you are not going to understand what I'm about to say. Or where I'm coming from.
We probably do. It's the gaslighting cycle. It's the gift that keeps on giving with you, Chantal.
And, I know that.
Then if you know that, then don't be shocked by our
That's
opinions.
gonna happen. So you take the halloumi, you take the jam. I think it's strawberry jam.
Oh, that looks so diabetic friendly.
And you go like that. Fresh mint. This is like an Arab breakfast, but it's like my morning, so.
You know what makes a really good sandwich if you don't live in an area where there's Hispanic markets? Find one. Get some really good Oaxacan cheese, some guava paste, and some bread. It's called banillo bread. And make a sandwich with that. That's really tasty.
So I have another announcement.
What is it? What's the
I know people
announcement?
think I'm trolling and I'm doing this for views.
Get to the point. This is so annoying.
But so I'm going to try to explain the best I can.
And take a bite of food in between each
to make you kind of understand.
word.
And some of you just won't. How I feel right now.
Really? That's how you feel?
And how I've been feeling.
She like says 3 words and takes a bite of food.
It's like I'm in a tug of war. Okay? So like Canada, Kuwait, west, east, east, west, east, west.
I call bullshit.
And it's actually very confusing for me because I come from Canada, right?
Okay, and Chantal, what's your point here? So, are you trying to blame Canada for the tantrum that we witnessed yesterday? Is that what this is, Chantal? Because, as we all know, Chantal is never at fault for anything. It's everybody else's fault. So, I'm not surprised if she blames the entire country of Canada.
But when I'm in Canada, I miss my family here. And when I'm here, I obviously miss my family there.
You have no family in Kuwait.
So,
Stop playing.
I get moments where I just want to go back to being a mess because changing is a lot.
I just noticed something. She said this is breakfast. Why is the light on? And is it nighttime, Chantal? Are you barely just waking up in the evening and this is your breakfast? How dreadful.
Harder. I want to go back to just sitting on a reclining couch and being buzzed out of my mind.
What is the difference?
Mario beezing.
The only difference is you don't have the weed. But I'm sure you probably can get the weed in Kuwait. It's possible. I've read stories. I've seen news articles. It's possible to get drugs in Kuwait.
But then
You're
I
not
really
doing
think
anything
about it,
different. You're
because you know
doing
I'm
the
impulsive.
same thing.
And I think, do I really want that?
You're doing the same exact thing. What's the difference? Come on. The only difference is the hijab for cosplay. That's about it.
Do I really want to go back to
Oh God, stop swimming in the hummus.
that? Thinking of setting up a whole new life alone.
Actually, that would be good
on
for
my
you.
own.
That would actually be very good for you. I think you actually do need the time to live on your own, to seek some therapy for your mental health as well as your physical health, Chantal. You need time to just concentrate on yourself. And I think that includes getting off of YouTube, because that's part of the problem with you is you're worried too much about your ego. Your ego likes the attention that you receive from YouTube, from all the enablers on YouTube, and you're addicted to that. I think once you get off of YouTube for a while, get your health and mental health, together, get yourself together, and then come back to YouTube. That would be a great story, Chantal, but you'll never do that because your ego is addicted to the attention that you get on here.
And how can I leave my family here? Like, how can I leave?
I don't know. Should we ask Sam and BBJ and Pete's? Let's ask them that question. You abandoned them.
My family.
You have no family in Kuwait.
I mean, my husband.
What husband? Your husband doesn't give a crap about you. What husband would allow their wife, if he truly loved her, to gain all this weight, sit there in front of a camera, gorging themselves on food that could possibly kill them because of an underlying disease? What type of loving husband allows that to happen, Chantal? You need to ask yourself that question.
I'm on pets. I never said the healthcare was cheaper here.
Yes, you have. You said it on multiple occasions. Somebody is going to roll that beautiful bean footage from the archives, and you will see. You said it multiple times, Chantal.
At least I don't remember saying that, which doesn't make sense because the healthcare in Canada is covered, completely.
Yeah, and you talk shit about the Canadian healthcare system and that you didn't like it because of the wait time, because you couldn't find doctors, and you were bragging about how cheap and how easy it was to get healthcare in Kuwait and how cheap the prescriptions were. It's all in the beautiful bean footage, Chantal.
But I remember how hard it is. It's almost impossible to get a family physician. Anytime I would go to the clinic, if you don't go line up at 8 a.m., the clinic fills up very quickly.
Oh, poor thing. Your privilege is showing, Chantal. So what? That you have to get in line before 8 a.m. to get a place at the clinic in Canada. You sound stupid. You think that doesn't go on all over the world, Chantal? I have insurance. And sometimes to see a specific doctor, it could take a few months to get that appointment. So shut up. You sound stupid.
Just like
It shows how ungrateful
it's
you
universal,
are.
right? So
Spoiled
there's
brat.
gonna be long wait times.
Oh, boo-hoo. Why?
No system is perfect.
So you don't like the system of free healthcare because you have to wait a long time. Damn, Chantal. I think if people didn't like you before, they're really going to not like you now. There's thousands of people without healthcare wishing they could be in your place.
No matter where I am, I have to get a grip on a lot of things that have nothing to do with anyone else but me.
People in debt because of healthcare, and you have free healthcare and just, I don't want to stand in line.
But
as you sit there stuffing your face with the styrofoam wheel of multiple cheeses. Looks like a party platter of cheese. One person.
I'm just very torn.
What if standing in line?
Filling sandwich.
So you're very torn. Should I stay here in Kuwait, gorge myself to death, not see a doctor, let the diabetes get out of control, or should I go to Canada where healthcare is free, I have a support system, but I have to stand in line? Oh, what should I choose? You sound stupid.
I'm just gonna eat half.
Sure, Jan.
I don't have like a huge. This is like the first thing I've eaten today.
You know what I had today? I had a coffee, and a slice of sourdough bread, and I'm stuffed. You seem miserable
So
still. Is this a hostage video? Say paperclip, please.
the
Paperclip.
thing is like,
Oh, don't eat the foil. We've seen you do that before.
I'm sorry that I changed my mind so many times and just confused people.
No, because you like to gaslight for attention. More than likely, because I saw, I was reading in my community page, some of the people's responses, and some of you were saying that that whole tantrum yesterday was for Salah, and I think you were right. She was basically having a tantrum because obviously he did something that she didn't like, and she threw the little full-blown tantrum. I'm gonna leave, similar to that video when Skeletor was like, shut up and leave, and she's like, fine, I'm gonna go. Similar tantrum little throwing at 40 years old. How embarrassing.
I get my family's hopes up.
Embarrassing to be throwing tantrums like that as a 40-year-old woman. You should be ashamed of yourself. Not only for that, but sitting there eating that styrofoam wheel of cheese.
Because of course they would prefer to have me close. But they also just want me to make my own decisions to be happy.
That's why they enable you. Okay. They don't want you to make your own decisions to be happy. I'm sure they've probably tried to step in, but now they're at the point where like, fuck it. We don't give a shit anymore and let you make your own decisions. That's where you're at, Chantal. You've torched every bridge you've had in your life.
Which,
why don't you just get a spoon for that jam?
They think that way.
That serving spoon. Where is that?
What I'm down about right now, honestly, why I seem down,
because Salah won't touch you,
is because of my indecisiveness.
That's what's making you down? I call bullshit.
And it would be fine if it just affected me, but it affects other people around me.
Like who? Who's around you, Chantal?
So I'm gonna stick it out here.
The way you said that, I'm gonna stick it out here, reminds me of a child going to summer camp. They spend a few hours and then they call their mom complaining that they want to come home, and then the mother talks to them and talks them into staying, and the kid's response is, okay mom, I'll stick it out. That's what you sound like, Chantal. You sound like a freaking child.
Even in Canada, I would isolate a lot.
So do you see the correlation here, Chantal? Do you think there's a problem, Chantal? Do you think you need help, Chantal?
There's a lot of me problems I have to work on no matter what country I'm in.
Ding, ding, ding. So fix them. Seek help. So if you know that, why do you keep throwing yourself into any type of relationship? Because if you know that you have several you problems that you need to fix or correct, how do you think you can sustain a healthy relationship with anyone or anything without fixing yourself. It will never work. Any relationship you put yourself into, Chantal, it will never work until you seek help and treatment for your problems. And I say this
I'll
as a
just stick it out.
person that's been in therapy for years.
And Salah assured me that don't worry about
I'm sure he did.
money for healthcare because I feel like a burden.
Well, you basically are. Because what do you provide, Chantal? Honestly, Chantal, what do you provide? You don't cook for him. You might clean. I don't know. That's kind of suspect already. He can't take you really out in public because you can't really walk anywhere. You don't socialize with his family or his friends. They don't like you. Like, what are you contributing to the relationship? So yeah, you are a burden to him, and you're a burden to the Kuwait system itself. So you're going to take advantage of the Kuwait healthcare
It's like,
system
don't worry
now.
about that. If you need tests, we'll get them. Like, don't worry.
You don't even see the craziness of what you're doing. And how disgusting it is what you're doing.
I just feel bad. Like,
So you just feel bad, but you're going to continue to sit there in gluttony, stuffing your face, knowing that your diabetes is out of control. You're having a problem with your leg. Who knows what it is? You keep saying it's sciatica. I don't know. That's questionable. What color is your leg, Chantal? Is it reddish, purplish? Is it black? Is it falling off? Who knows? That could be a possibility with your untreated diabetes. And you sit there and stuff your face. Disgusting.
anyway. I don't know what to say.
You know, I have something to say since you're having a problem with your leg. Today, I went to a specialist with my husband because he had to get a special pair of tactical boots made and fitted for him since he had part of his foot amputated off due to diabetes. His diabetes is genetic. It's not because he's gluttonous like you. He didn't get it by choice. That's a possibility for you, Chantal. Do you want to lose any of your limbs? It happened to my husband. It could happen to you.
I know a lot of you are not going to understand my love for the Middle East.
What exactly what is the love that you have for the Middle East? Because what I've seen is nothing. You really haven't shown any of the culture. You've gone to abandoned places. You've gone to typical tourist spot like museums. A martyr museum, I think, was one of them. You haven't shown any of the cultural aspects or the diverse culture that's in Kuwait. So what do you love about the culture? Please explain.
I never understood it until I came here, and I fell in love with it.
Fell in love with what? You've never put yourself out there in the culture. The only thing that you've done is gone camping with the people out in the Bedouins, I guess, out in the desert. Is that Salah's family? I think it is. I think they live out there. That's the only thing that you've done. You haven't done anything else. So how have you fallen in love with the how have you fallen in love with the culture? You haven't shown any examples of it at all. Nothing. You're trying to paint a narrative that's not true, and everybody can see it, Chantal. Is this the culture you're talking about? Eating pita bread and cheese? And it's cultural because there's hummus and falafel? Is that the cultural aspect for you, Chantal?
I also have I feel like if I went back to Canada, I'd have to be burdened with like a legal battle against someone who literally stalks me.
Who? I hope you're not talking about FFG.
You could say, oh, whatever.
She's
This
never
doesn't
stalked
stalk
you. She hasn't.
Excuse me?
Excuse you.
This psycho drove from their city.
What, she's not allowed to drive
where I
out of
was.
her city into your city? Do you own the city of Cornwall? Chantal? Is that your territory?
To go check out somewhere I was shopping at. Doesn't matter the reason. That alone is.
First of all, she didn't check out the spot you were shopping at. Weed people will tend to shop at different shops because certain shops might carry a different strain of weed, Chantal. So stop with this bullshit. You don't have a stalker. If anything, you're the stalker.
Psychotic behavior. And it's happened more than once.
Are you talking about the fashion show? Because that was a public event.
So that's a small factor that I would have to deal with, and I just don't.
First of all, if anybody's a stalker now that I'm thinking about it, it's you. Because didn't you sit outside of a building that you thought that FFG lived in, and you sat there waiting for her to come out, as well as stalking Skeletor, trying to get into his apartment, peeping through the windows? I think you did that on more than one occasion. So if anybody's guilty of stalking, it's you. And all of that is provable in the archives. So if anybody has a lawsuit against anyone, it could be FFG against you. So you should stop while you're ahead.
Want to be in the same country as those people either.
Oh, those people. Wow. Smug, arrogant. Bandeja. Or I would say gordita.
I'm not physically afraid of the person. I don't have to deal with it legal matters.
You don't have a case, Chantal. You have unclean hands. You have no case. The judge will laugh at you. Do you know how much evidence there is against you, Chantal? You think you deleted it, but it's all in the archives of you doing, are you committing defamation, you committing racist behavior and words and things like that, Really, Chantal, if people have cases against you if they really wanted to, you should shut up.
So, beyond that, those are my reasons. I can't.
This is hilarious. So, your reason for not wanting to go to Canada is FFG because of the legal reasons. Really? Really? Come on. Hilarious.
Bring myself to.
Oh my God. Sorry about the G word.
Living my life. Without the support of my husband.
How the support of your husband, Chantal? Really? Does this look like a support of a good husband? Is this the support of a good husband? Is it? Is that a support system right there? Because that's all he's doing is he's enabling your bad behavior, and that's where you feel comfortable, Chantal. Maybe that's why you don't want to go back to Canada, because your family was like, fuck you, we're done. We're tired of this shit. We're not doing this anymore. And maybe that's why you want to stay in Kuwait, because you know he's going to enable this behavior to your detriment. Dumb. Let him use you, because that's all he's doing. He's using you for papers, and you know it. And he's a rape enthusiast and a poop enthusiast.
But he's a very supportive husband.
Yeah, sure he is. Supportive of what? The gluttony?
In a lot of ways.
Your suicide by food? That's what it seems like. Religious degradation, rape, poop. That's a supportive husband, Chantal? You seem to have a type.
Ways that I would miss a lot on a daily basis, you know?
I'm sorry, but the men that I know that are in relationships that are Muslim, not in a million years would they ever support this type of behavior. There's no way a 30-year-old man, he's 10 years younger than you, Chantal, you're 40, is gonna like want to co-sign to this type of lifestyle and behavior. No way. If you think he's doing this because he loves you, you're stupid.
Hey, open up. I don't know why I'm explaining myself, but probably because I announced that I'm going to Canada and now I have to explain why I'm not.
You still seem really depressed.
I'm not.
So I still honestly feel like there's something else going on here.
And that's my final decision.
I don't think it's your decision.
I will not be recanting.
Sounds like it's forced.
Because I can't keep doing that. I mean, obviously, if I really want to go back, I will, but...
If you ever go back, you should stay. Do not return to Kuwait.
I feel like Foodie Beauty is truly gone.
Maybe that's what you're sad about. Is that what you're truly upset about? Somebody was smart and awesome and an ultimate troll and they stole your handle. Is that what you're upset about? That you're no longer foodie? Man, you almost have me saying it like yo mama. I was going to say foodie beauty. I don't know why I'm getting tongue tied right now. Is that why you're upset? Because that's not your persona anymore and you don't like this new persona, that's a possibility. I guess it would be like almost like the death of somebody, I guess. That character in
I
your
think
life.
people who say that I'm bigger here don't remember the days when I first moved into the villa.
LOL.
I was over 400 pounds.
What do you think you are now? There's
I
no
wasn't
way
happy
you're
either.
360. Your hijab is covering your multiple chins. You're bigger than
Less
400. It's dangerous.
I didn't believe in God. I had a huge amount of apathy.
First of all, I don't think you still believe or recognize what God is, because if that's the case, Chantal, you've been in Kuwait for over a year. You've been allegedly a person of Islam for over a year, and you are still breaking one of the rules, and that is gluttony. And you're sitting here doing this video, stuff in your face. So to me, like, I honestly feel that you still don't believe in God and haven't found a God. I think you're like one of those lost soul people that has spiraled so far down in their addictions, that you're so far down that you're trying to search for something to give you meaning. And this at the moment, this whole cosplay of Islam is the moment right now. I think it'll probably switch to something else once this is over, because you're searching for something and you haven't found it yet. I think once you realize what God truly is, you'll stop searching. I don't think you found God yet. I honestly don't. That's just my opinion.
So yeah. I'm just disappointed, like,
You should be disappointed in yourself.
I wish I wasn't so impulsive.
You know what would help you with that? If you are truly a revert, like you like to say, into the Islamic faith, the Quran would help you with that. It will give you guidelines and maybe a path on living a righteous life. I mean, you could take your pick from any religion, because I've, read a lot of books and things, and I feel that most religions do the same thing, is they kind of guide your life in a controlled way to that righteous path. Now, maybe you need to actually read the Quran that you're using as a coffee table book and utilize what it says, Chantal. That might help you.
That's my major beef with myself right now.
Read the Quran. You should be reading it every day.
Anyway.
My dogs are barking.
Will,
if you hear them.
Try to stay focused on my marriage, Ramadan.
See, and that's weird that she's saying that. Try to stay focused on my marriage and Ramadan. That statement right there just proves to me that she doesn't want to do either of those things. Why do you need to be focused on those things? Why, Chantal? Because they don't matter to you, that's why.
By the way, I don't know why I have to even say this, but some people actually believe when I'm being sarcastic. My husband only has one wife, me. He doesn't sleep out of the apartment. We live together. We are married. Again,
See, I'm wondering if she got into some trouble. That's what I was kind of wondering, because she said too much in some prior videos as far as like how they got married. He has multiple wives. He lives in an apartment. She thinks she's being funny, but the thing is about that culture is people take things seriously, and people get offended when you say things. People don't joke like that, Chantal. So I think she maybe might have gotten into some trouble for saying those things. And I think some of those things might actually be true, because with Chantal, she has like these little things that she does that kind of clue you into when she's lying and when she's telling the truth. One of the things she does is she will say something and then she will say, just kidding. And that's how you know it's the truth. It's weird with her how she has these little I guess tweaks or whatever. I don't even know what you call them. What is it? I don't know the correct word for it, but yeah, she has like these little signs of when she's lying or telling the truth.
have to legally be.
And I honestly
Ask the ministry yourself if you want to.
I honestly think he has another wife, or is looking for another wife, because there is no way in hell that the only son in a Muslim family, the only son with sisters, is going to marry a 40-year-old woman that cannot bear him any children. There's no way.
How are people going to believe someone who doesn't live our life?
And especially a woman that doesn't
or somebody who
provide anything, no money. She has nothing. What is she providing to him or his family? There's no way that this marriage is legit. I could see if Chantal had some equity, like she owned a business, or she had property, or she had like some type of job, like lots of money she was making from YouTube or whatever. Then I could, yeah, maybe okay, they're benefiting from it somehow. But she has absolutely nothing. So you're telling me he's a 30-year-old man, the only son is going to marry a 40-year-old woman that can't bear any children, has no money, has no assets, has nothing at all. You're telling me that's a legitimate marriage? Get the fuck out of here.
A lot of the time, if we're not going out together, he asks me to come along with him. A lot of the time I don't feel like it. I'm isolated because I self-isolate. I can go out anytime I want. Just say, can you take me here?
When you think a guy wants
Fine,
that, do you think any man wants that, Chantal?
A lot of the time he encourages me.
Do you think any man wants that? I don't even care. You could be 120 pounds. God's most beautiful woman that he created. There's no man that wants a woman that is going to self-isolate and not participate in his life, Chantal.
Go out. When I'm in a rut, I don't feel like it a lot of the time.
In a rut? You've been in a rut for like 14 years. That's why you need to be alone and get some help. You do not need to be in a relationship.
But
you do not need to be in a relationship. An example I will use is Pete's. You saw him spiraling while she was dating Skeletor and that whole cocaina thing that was going on and all that kind of stuff. You could literally see him going down that depression rabbit hole, and Chantal didn't give a shit. The minute she bounced and Pete's moved into wherever he's living now, look at the difference in his personality, and no depression. He seems like he's back to normal. You affect people, Chantal. That's why you are dangerous. You're like a emotional vampire. You use
We're not
everybody
together.
around you.
He's video chatting me. Excuse me, the whole time.
Yeah,
So,
that's normal.
Most of the time.
And you think that's normal. My husband, he works a lot, and he's a coach as well. You think he's gone majority of the time. I never see him, actually. Well, right now, because it's not football season, so he's home. But do you think we video chat? No, that's not normal behavior in a marriage, Chantal. I don't need to know where he's at 24/7 at all. I trust him. Obviously, you don't trust him.
Sending me pictures when he's somewhere. So
That's not normal.
I've said that a million times. So I guess I'm gonna make that the last time I say that.
And you behave like that, you video chat, and this is advice to any woman, or I won't even say any woman, anybody in a relationship. If you helicopter somebody that bad where you need to video chat them, they're sending pictures of their location, you're tracking them, you're calling them, you're texting them, all you're gonna do is push that person into cheating. That's all you're gonna do.
So yeah.
And you're gonna push them further away from you.
I made a joke. I was sarcastic because people, haters or reaction channels are always saying, he has more than one wife, he lives in another apartment.
Because you said it.
Then, like, how can we afford all
And
these
he's never
apartments
there.
and wives? Because you have to provide for your wives. You can't just, like, legally, you can't just marry another wife if you're a broke ass, you know?
Exactly. And didn't you, at the beginning of all of this, you made an investment? Do you remember that, Chantal? It was $8,000. You actually paid him. This is from your own mouth. And not only that, it's possible to have multiple apartments there. It's cheap. I looked at it. The rent is not expensive, especially if you're staying in an Airbnb, which I think you are.
So, like, you guys really, really know nothing. You speculate, but you're so wrong.
That's your fault, because you
But yeah,
lie
they'll say,
and
like,
you lie and you lie.
He has another wife, blah, blah, blah.
That's probably true. She
And
keeps saying
whatever.
it, so I
mean,
think it's
I'm gonna
true.
take it with a grain of salt because rumors are rumors. But just know, there's no truth to them. And
Sure.
I was being sarcastic and like, yes, like playing into that, you know, whatever.
Okay, so like I said, you're lying and you're gaslighting, and then you get mad at all of us for speculating and coming up with conspiracy theories. Now, why should you be mad at us, Chantal, if you're the one contributing? Does that make sense?
Illusion they have.
You're the one that's
But,
delusional, not us.
There's really nothing there. Big fat nothing burger as usual.
Okay,
You
sure.
know? I hear a lot of people come to me and say that oh, this reaction channel has so many dumb conspiracy theories, and whenever they're proven to be not true, or inconsistent with the truth, people just breeze by it and go for the next conspiracy theory.
First of all, what conspiracy theories have you proven wrong? It seems like all the conspiracy theories that anyone has ever talked about has come to light, Chantal, so stop playing.
You know? But yet people latch on to every little single thing I say. And it's so weird.
No, we
I
don't.
don't know, it's like odd behavior.
You're the one with the odd
And people
behavior.
are just not like that here. People are just
here we
not weird like that. They don't have that mentality. Like,
Yes, they do. They might do it in a different way, Chantal, but all of us on this earth are human. All of us have similar behaviors. It doesn't matter what country you come from, there are still two faces, backstabbers, and assholes in every country. So stop it. Shut up.
Maybe some people, but I've never encountered anyone like that here.
You never leave the apartment.
Yeah. And I'm not saying all people are like that in the West, obviously, but I have a lot of awesome followers, and you guys are cool.
Yeah, you have a lot of awesome followers. And where are the majority of your followers from? That's right, the United States of America. God bless the USA.
And I love you guys. But
well, we don't love you.
All of the weirdo people who are obsessed with me, and it's like
why are you so obsessed
I don't know the
with
mentality
me?
of people who follow people like that.
Nobody's
whatsoever.
Obsessed with you. It's like a soap opera.
Anyways, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm going to continue to work on myself, try to seek help here. You know. So I mean, Salah's insisting I don't have to worry about, you know, the monetary side of the healthcare. So I'll just trust in him on that.
Oh,
and,
that's run away. It's a trap.
I guess that takes away a big stress, and I mean, like the healthcare I've utilized. So
wait a minute. How does that relieve stress? So let's weigh this here. Let's burden our fake husband with a multitude of medical bills, probably going to be in the hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars, versus going to my home country and getting health care where it's absolutely free. What shall I do? You sound stupid.
Far hasn't been pricey. But the point is, in Canada, everything is just free, like, because it's covered, right? But there's long wait times. There's always...
Oh, she doesn't want to wait.
A pro and a con to everything. Oh. So...
Privileged.
So no matter where I am. And I have to ultimately decide where I'm most happiest with my new mindset, my new faith in God. As a Muslim, I just feel more comfortable being here for a lot of reasons. And...
You feel comfortable there because it's like a literal prison for you. You're on lockdown. You can't do anything. I think that's why you probably feel safer there, because it's kind of like you somebody has control over you. So it's hard for you to fuck up in that manner. If you go back home to Canada where you're free and able to do what you want and you haven't sought out therapy, that's the craziness. Let the craziness begin. You need to seek treatment, because all of this will stop for you if you get the proper help, Chantal.
The cost of living is just also lower. I keep forgetting that, you know, like just looking at like...
Oh, but I thought you couldn't afford 2 apartments, but now the cost of living is cheaper?
For a while, because I like to have my ultimate privacy. I could stay with my mom as long as I want, but like I like to have privacy.
I doubt that.
You know, and just bed rot in peace.
Wow.
That's what I feel like my life would be like if I go back. Just bed rotting.
What is your life like now? You literally are rotting in that office apartment, in that one room with those hideous curtains and hard-looking couches and that horrible institutional bedside table. You're literally rotting in there. What would be the difference, Chantal?
Even more, you know?
There's no
because
difference.
Being totally alone, I'm a little afraid of that.
That's your problem.
I'm a little afraid of how deep of a hole I'll dig myself into.
See, and that's the problem with her, and this is where I blame her mother. Her mother did not raise her right or give her any coping skills to deal with life. They've enabled her this entire time. So now she's at 40 years old. She's afraid to be alone because she doesn't know how to handle it. She has no skills. Great job your mom did with you.
I'll just be alone with all of my addictions. Nothing else.
That's really sad.
Anyway, there won't be anyone to tell me no.
But then that's where I had made the comment about her being isolated, and that's when the addiction demons kick in, and it's like you start basically, your mind starts playing tricks on you by her self isolating. If she would go to a mosque and kind of, like I meet up with women groups, do something. There has to be groups there in Kuwait for women. It's not, I mean, it's a segregated country, but they do provide places for women to congregate. She needs to do that, because it doesn't matter if she's in Kuwait or Canada. She is like, she has that really addictive personality where addictions transfer from one addiction to the other. So right now, while she's in Kuwait, she has no other access to anything but doctors and food. And since narcotics through the doctor are not available, allegedly, so she's, to me, it seems like embellishing on a sciatic thing. I don't know. It could be bad. It could be the neuropathy. I don't even know. But she might be getting drugs that way to self-medicate, and she's using food to self-medicate, and she's using her enabler VIBs to self-medicate as far as receiving the attention for, that addiction to attention that she needs. So it doesn't matter where you're at, Chantal. Your addictive behavior is showing in this.
For anything. I can just see myself Uber Eats. I mean, I'm ordering out now here too, but I don't know, it's like way more affordable. And
wait, so is that why you're staying? Because the fast food is cheaper?
I could see myself ordering like a whole bunch of junk food all the time.
You're doing the same thing now.
Instead of just for dinner. I don't know.
You make no sense. You're literally doing the same thing.
Further away from my faith in Islam, because I don't know.
There's hundreds of mosques in Canada, Chantal. Stop acting like it's completely like white bread all over Canada. It's not. Canada is a multicultural country, just like the United States. It's a rainbow of ethnicities and people. Stop it.
I just feel like I would.
You're behaving like Kuwait is the only place for Islam. Stop it.
And I've come all this way, Even if a lot of you don't see any changes, that's fine. I don't need you to.
Oh, she doesn't need us to. Okay, we see changes, but we don't see changes for the good. You look horrible. I'm not talking about as far as like physically in like your face, but as far as like physically in your weight. You can tell that you have been eating your feelings since you've arrived there in Kuwait. And not only that, your personality, you're not the same Chantal. And I'm not even talking about the Chantal that's on cocaine or the edibles or whatever, just your normal personality. You're not the same person. You seem very down. You seem very depressed. It's horrible. Everybody could see it. Everyone. And you don't care about our opinion, so.
That's about it. I'm still super tired. I don't know,
That's called diabetes.
This medication I'm taking for my leg, for my sciatica, makes me really, it's diclonifac or something? Diclonifac. It's called Olfen, and it's like an analgesic.
Yeah,
medication,
that will
but it
make you
kind of makes me
sleepy,
like drowsy,
like a muscle
even though it's
relaxer.
like, I don't know. And then my Cyprolex, I don't know. I took it like about 2 hours ago, so I'm feeling pretty drowsy. Anyway, and I am exhausted with myself, battling myself and what I should do and all this and that. And I appreciate your opinions. I know most of my audience is still from my times in Canada and a Western audience.
USA, USA.
Most who have not visited the Middle East. So I understand you don't really understand the vibe, you don't understand what I'm going through, and you're thinking, why wouldn't you choose Canada, you know?
See, that's a dumb statement right there. Many of us do understand the vibe. Many of us are experienced in cultural areas of the world, Chantal. So stop being so stupid in your statements.
But the Middle East, like people, I read some of the comments and people are not stoned here. Like,
You can get
it's
drugs
actually
in
pretty
Kuwait.
free. It's like, women can do whatever.
That's not true. That's not true, Chantal. Women are not free. Women do not have equal rights there. Shut up.
I guess I was just missing my family.
Does this look like a free woman to you? Anybody? Does this look like a woman that's living her best life and is free? And I'm not talking about the hijab. That has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, just in every which way. Does she seem happy to you?
Back in Canada, and also some things about my old lifestyle that were comfortable.
Drugs. You need to get help for your addiction, seriously.
There's no growth in that lifestyle at all.
There's no growth in this one either.
For a lot of people, but for me, it's not healthy.
See, and that's what you don't get. A lot of people have been with you since before Skeletor and all the drugs and stuff. So that's not true. People are not here for the crazy drugged out Chantal. People are here for your different funny personalities, your stories, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that have been watching you for a long time. So stop thinking so negatively about your audience.
I don't know. I was on a downward spiral.
You still are.
And I have a lot of bad memories and stuff like that. So I feel like this is more home now. If I can explain it more.
It doesn't seem like it to me. Yeah, you look real happy.
Because culturally and religiously, I've just experienced so much here that it just feels weird going back.
If that's the case, Chantal, you've been there for over a year, submersed in this culture and religion. To me, if everything was under control in your life, you would be comfortable. You would be, following the Quran. Your life would be going down a different path, but it's not. You just have transferred your addictions into something else. You need to seek help.
I don't know, but I will visit my family and stuff, so at least once a year. I'll try to, inshallah. So I guess that's it. Enough rambling. I think I confused people even more with this video, but
no, not really.
That's the best I can.
That's just your typical gaslighting. That's all.
That's the best I can do. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
First of all, look at that. She looks high as a kite from whatever drug she's on. I don't even know. To me, she's still an addict. She just, like I said, transfers her addictions. She needs to get treatment. I mean, Chantal, if you would leave that office apartment, jail cell, 9 by 9 room, maybe go to the mosque, talk to the imam. I'm sure that they have dealt with revert people that are struggling, and maybe they could help you, guide you on the right path. But if you are refusing to do that and not even truly opening yourself up to that faith, you're a lost cause, Chantal. I don't know what to say. Honestly, my opinion, I think you need to go back home, because I think you're going to end up getting into some real trouble there. You need to go back home where you have your enabling support system, that being your family, Pete's, whatever the case might be, free healthcare. Get your shit together, and then maybe you can think about being in a relationship with somebody. Until then, no relationship that you seek out or try to be in will ever be successful. So that's all I got to say about this. So I'll see you when I see you guys. Bye.